My name is Beth Duda, and I want to thank you for joining us for the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Readings 2020 Desoto County Community Update Meeting. My name is Beth Duda, and I am the director of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading, working with the Patterson Foundation. We're going to continue to use the chat function throughout the meeting today. If you have any comments that you would like to make, please feel free to put them in the chat box. One of our associates, Karen Arnold, will be monitoring what's going on in the chat box, so she'll be able to help you if you have any questions about how Zoom works. We also encourage that if you have questions, content questions that you would like us to answer, for you to use the Q&A box for those, and we'll do our very best to answer those in real time during the meeting, or if we run out of time to answer all the questions, we'll be sure to follow up with you after our presentation. Annually, this gathering has taken place at Michael's on East in a breakfast meeting. We've had more than 300 people join us for the last couple of community update breakfasts. But in order for all of us to stay safe, we are grateful that you are willing to participate with us this morning virtually. I hope the loss of all-you-can-eat bacon is made up for in the convenience of you not having to travel all the way from Desoto County in the early morning hours for a breakfast meeting. So I'm hoping that it's a good trade-off for you today. For those of you who are new to the Campaign for Grade Level Reading movement, we are a 4-county effort in Charlotte, DeSoto, Manatee, and Sarasota counties to help all children, but especially those from asset-limited families, succeed in life by ensuring they are able to read on grade level by the end of 3rd grade. We are part of a national movement. The National Campaign for Grade Level Reading has more than 350 communities across the United States, the Virgin Islands, the District of Columbia, and Canada, all dedicated to ensuring the success of our children. As many of you know, children learn to read from birth through 3rd grade. And after 3rd grade, they are expected to be able to read to learn. And our children who are unable to meet that important milestone fall further and further behind, making them up to 4 times more likely to drop out of high school. Through the critical dimensions of parent and family engagement and health determinants, we focus our work around 3 pillars: school readiness, the 0 to 5 years. Too many children from our asset-limited families begin school already far behind. Research shows us that these children are less likely to be read or spoken to. They do not have access to high-quality early care, pre-kindergarten programs, or access to books. And we know that these interactions are critical for language development, which is an important precursor to literacy. We also focus work on chronic absenteeism. Chronic absence is defined as missing 10% or more of the school year. And too many children, especially children from asset-limited families, miss too many days of school. Research shows us that 1 in 10 kindergarten and 1st grade students nationwide miss more than a month of school. And these children can ill afford to lose that time in school, especially in those early years when much of the foundation for reading is laid out in the curriculum. And we also concentrate on preventing summer learning loss in grades K through 3. The average child growing up in an asset-limited family can lose as much as 3 months of reading skills over the summer. That means by the end of 5th grade, they can be 3 grade levels behind their peers. Now, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading takes a regional approach to this work. The Patterson Foundation serves as a regional accelerator. We look at work that can happen in multiple counties at the same time, while our lead agencies are working on county-specific work. Each one of our 4 counties has a lead agency championing the work in that county. And in Desoto County, the lead partner is United Way Suncoast. All of us strive to work with individuals, businesses, not-for-profits, government, libraries, schools, and the media in order to strengthen and build this important movement. So that gives you the basics about the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. Those of you who know me well know that I could go on and talk about this for way longer than we have time for this morning. But now it's time for us to find out a little bit about who we have in the room with us today. Our Zoom administrator for today is Abby Rowland, and she is one of the fellows at the Patterson Foundation. She is going to be putting up some poll questions, and we're going to ask you to answer each of the poll questions as they come up. Our first question today will give us a little bit of an idea of who's in the room. And this poll question, you can pick as many of these boxes as are applicable to you. So you are a parent, educator, business owner, caregiver, nonprofit partner, an interested citizen, or a champion of children, or any combination of those things. Go ahead and make your selections, and Abby will share with us the results when the majority of you have voted. You will see that when the results come up, the category with the most check marks will be shown in red. So Abby, how are we doing with our
pretty well. Maybe give a few more seconds for any last answers to come in.
Very good.
Okay, I think we'll go ahead and close.
All right, here come the results. Look at that. I love it. We have 60% of you consider yourself a champion of children. And I would say that we have seen evidence of that through the wonderful work that's happening in DeSoto County. Our goal is to have 100% of you declare yourselves as a champion of children. And I'm very impressed. We have 16% of the people in the room from business owners, 32% with educators, 56% of you are parents. We've got a great representation from our nonprofit partners, and this is really terrific. Thank you. Now, the next poll question is a little more fun. It has to do with children's literature. We're going to ask you, which of these book characters do you most strongly identify with? And this time you'll have to choose. You get to choose just one of the boxes. So is it Curious George, Harry Potter, Winnie the Pooh, Pippi Longstocking, Charlotte A. Cavatica? Many of you will recognize that name from the wonderful book Charlotte's Web, or Ramona the Pest. I have a hard time with this one this morning. I would be, there's two that I would be going back and forth about, but I think were I able to vote, which we as panelists are unable to vote, I think I know which one I would choose. All right.
Okay. We'll go ahead and wait a few more seconds. Go ahead and end this poll and share our results.
Look at that. Winnie the Pooh and Pippi Longstocking are tied for the lead. And those were the two I was having a hard time deciding. So apparently we are in sync this morning, which is great. Curious George got 17%, Harry Potter 17%, Charlotte A. Cavatica 8%, and Ramona the Pest 8%. It's been very interesting to me. This is our 4th community update meeting this week, and Pippi Longstocking has been in the lead in each one of those meetings. I'm going to have to revisit that book and see why she is resonating so much with us. And we have one more question for you. And this question has to do with the early start time that we have this morning. We're wondering how long you've been awake so far today. And pick the answer that's closest to the amount of time you've been awake. 3 hours or more, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or you just rolled out of bed in time to log on.
A number of you have been awake for a long time this morning already.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
All right, we'll give a few more seconds. Any last answers? We'll go ahead and end that and share our results.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Between our 2-hour answer and 3-hour answer, 88% of you have been awake for 2 hours or more. That's impressive. You definitely win the prize for early risers among the 4 counties. That's terrific. Thank you, Abby. So we have some exciting news to share with you this morning. Each year, the National Campaign for Grade Level Reading bestows Pacesetter honors to communities that have made measurable progress in key indicators of early school success. And as you'll see from the slide on your screen, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading has received Pacesetter honors every year since 2014. Sarasota was our first county to be involved in the Suncoast or in the Campaign for Grade Level Reading. They joined in 2013 and came out of the box strong, winning honors in 2014. And then Manatee County and Sarasota County banded together to form the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading and have been awarded Pacesetter honors each year since then. We had Charlotte County and Desoto County join us in 2018. And we just found out our 2019 Pacesetter Awards. And the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading was awarded 6 honors in 5 different categories. I know, it's so exciting. So now I think I'm going to be able to share my screen with you to show you a video that we've put together that will, oh, wait, that did not work well. There we go. This will give you an idea of the work that's happening across our region.
Every year since its inception in 2015, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading has earned Pacesetter honors from the National Campaign for Grade Level Reading. This recognition has been based on the strength, innovation, and measurable results of efforts throughout the Suncoast to assure the success of our children. The National Pacesetter honors for 2019 were recently awarded, and once again, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading was recognized, this time with 6 honors in 5 categories. The Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading received the Big Tent Collaboration Pacesetter honor for communications. Families and partners stayed connected, energized, and informed through a frequently updated website, 2 monthly newsletters, hundreds of blog posts, active Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts, and a range of videos on YouTube. All of these communication tools help to build and maintain a thriving regional movement.
Because of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading, our 4-county region, we were able to still connect with one another, still learn from one another, and then also be very nimble in how we served our community of parents and children and stakeholders.
For the Pacesetter category, Driving with Data, the Suncoast Campaign received an award for funding data management technicians.
Hi, my name is Carmel Cassidy, Director of Elementary Learning for Charlotte County Public Schools. I am here to recognize the Pacesetter Award that the campaign received for the psychometrician positions in 3 of our larger districts. That position has proven to be invaluable. Susan Moore, who is in that position and for Charlotte County Public Schools, pulls data anytime that we need it. And it has become a win-win not only for the campaign, but as well for the schools in our district. Our principals are able to use that data. We're able to benefit by understanding which students in our district may need a little bit more intensive intervention in the area of reading instruction, and we're able to provide.
I've waited for things like this for over 25 years, and thank you for allowing this.
For philanthropic engagement and leadership, a Pacesetter honor for the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, attending to students' mental health needs.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Russell. As part of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading, we are honored to be recognized as a Pacesetter for our work with mental health therapists in elementary schools. 1 out of 5 youth experience mental health issues, and we know that only half of those children actually get their needs met. We are so thrilled that this drove an innovative partnership between Sarasota County Schools and the Florida Center for Early Childhood. We have 23 schools that have mental health therapists on site, meeting the emotional, behavioral, and mental health needs of our children. Grade level reading, it's not just about literacy tools. It's about meeting the needs of the whole child, helping them reach their full potential. And this is a key component of doing that. So we thank our partners and we thank the community for recognizing this need and ultimately meeting the needs of our children. 93% of the students receiving these services are having a measurable impact. Thank you, National Campaign, for recognizing the work in this community, and to the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading and the Patterson Foundation for the collaborative approach in this region.
In the category of summer and after school, a pace setter honored to the Suncoast Summer Reading Challenge. Boys and Girls Clubs, parks and recreation sites, YMCAs, school districts, church groups, community centers, and businesses encouraged thousands of children to take on the challenge of reading more than 6 books over the summer months.
I read 56. This summer I read 81 books.
Each participating location held at least 2 events each week designed to inspire children to complete the challenge. And making this summer reading challenge even more successful was a very special person who made surprise appearances.
Introducing the Rita story. Good morning.
We can tell that the students that come back after having been in this program and having read all summer long, we can see a huge difference.
Total books read, an astounding 198,570 books.
Reading is the key to succeeding. Excellent.
In the category of parent success, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading received 2 honors. First, for increasing children's success by supporting parents' aspirations.
Hi, I'm Nicole Light, Education Officer for the Community Foundation of Sarasota County. We are the Sarasota lead for the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. We are thrilled to receive a Pace Setter Award for our Parent Success Program. We believe that the secret sauce to our Parent Success Program is our Parent Education Navigator, Mary Tucker. She works one-on-one with every single parent that's gone through our Parent Success Program. This high human touch is what leads these parents from their aspirations to their actions. We asked all the parents that have gone through this program what was the impact on their children. And by and large, all of the parents said that they saw their children watching them be excited about learning something new and achieving their own success, which of course will lead to the children's success as well.
And also in the category of parent success, soaring above poverty and isolation.
It is amazing to be honored by the Campaign for Grade Level Reading as a pace setter. SOAR and FOR has been serving our families for over 4 years now, and because of COVID, we've had to transition to a drive-through.
Originally, our SOAR and FOR event takes place downtown. We've collaborated with the Central Library, the Art Center of Manatee, and the Bishop Museum. They are all fabulous partners, but unfortunately, we cannot have lots and lots of families in those places right now. We cause traffic jams downtown. So we have moved to the Desoto Square Mall where we can easily accommodate 350 cars. We still have the same instructional resources and materials.
This is a bag with a whole bunch of school supplies in it.
Oh, how awesome!
We still partner with all the same agencies. We provide the same services. Our teachers are talking to the families as they drive by. They stop and get a little lesson.
This is a gopher tortoise, all right? And gopher tortoises are our diggers. They are amazing at digging. They can dig the length of a football field and the height of a full-grown man, so about 6 foot.
They're modeling how to use the materials and resources. They're talking about needs in case there are any needs that we can accommodate.
Information about COVID. This is for adults, and these are children masks, okay?
In COVID, this is the best we can do. We wear masks and we still do our work.
It is great. Great for the kids. Give them something to do when they can't do nothing right now.
This is amazing. I think it's such a good idea. This is amazing.
Thank you.
The Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading is proud to be one of just
a handful of communities who have received Pacesetter honors out of the 350 communities across the United States. These honors are really an affirmation of all of the hard work that's been going on in our 4-county region. We are so grateful for everything everyone has done so far, but we still have a lot of work ahead of us. We still have many children who have not reached the success we know they deserve. So we're asking you to continue to support us and continue to support the children in our region who need our help.
Yay. Well, so that gave you a great glimpse of the work that happened in our region in 2019. So those summer numbers were from 2019. We're going to update you on what happened in 2020 in just a bit, but I believe we have another poll question for you. So this poll question, I'm going to tell you, is a bit of a trick question. So make sure you read all of the selections before you make your choice. And go right ahead, Miss Abby. So which of these activities help to build a baby's brain? Narrating what you're doing, talking to them using baby talk, singing to them, reading to them, making eye contact, or all of the above. So go ahead and make your selection. I'm always tickled about the baby talk. I think there was a time when people were saying that, you know, you shouldn't talk to your children using baby talk. And actually, it's been discovered that it helps them when you're cooing and raising your voice and being a little bit silly, that it really does help. Now, I'm not saying to choose that one. Read all the choices carefully. And we will go ahead and show the results, Abby. Oh my goodness, see, you're so smart. Desoto County, woohoo, yes, all of the above. All of these things help to build a baby's brain. And we know now a lot of things we didn't know before. And one of the things we know is that the most critical time to develop brain architecture is in the first 3 years of life. So much of the work that we're doing in that school readiness area has to do with helping to build that brain architecture. So as you saw in the Pacesetter video that we shared with you, we had a robust summer program in 2019. We called it the Suncoast Summer Reading Challenge. And we had plans in place to grow that program in the summer of 2020. And in March, many of those plans were disrupted, as you know, with school closing and having to make a quick pivot to distance learning. We were very uncertain in March and April whether summer camps were even going to be able to convene. And we knew that even if they were able to convene, because of social distancing, the number of children they would be able to serve was going to be limited. So we had a lot of questions. How could we keep our work family and child centered in a time of isolation? How could we continue to support the camps? How could we support families? We wanted to make sure that we could get high quality reading material into the hands of children, how we could ease the pressure and stress that we knew our parents would be experiencing. And we knew that if families were struggling prior to the pandemic, that the additional stress of COVID-19 was going to make them feel like they were in the midst of a riptide. So we did some quick pivots of our own and were able to deliver a program this summer. And I'm going to once again share my screen with you. I believe if I press the right button, and share with you a video that we put together about the work that was able to happen in our region during summer 2020. Okay. I have too many windows open. I've got the chat window open. I've got all kinds of things going on here. Okay, I am ready. Here we are.
The key to the future of our communities lies with our children. And when our children are successful, our communities are going to be stronger.
In the spring of 2020, as the COVID virus disrupted schools, after-school programs, and plans for summer learning, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading sprang into action to give children and their families motivation to keep reading by developing a program called This Book is Cool.
This book is cool.
This book is cool. Webisodes of This Book is Cool are created for grade levels pre-K through 3rd grade. Each webisode features a high-quality book, a special guest from the community, a focus on vocabulary building, and a creative and fun activity for the children that they can do with their families. There were 100 webisodes featuring 100 Zoom guests.
We have a special guest to talk to us today about why he thinks this book is cool.
The children and families who participated directly from their homes received 20 books over the course of the summer. Books were picked up, mailed, and in some cases, hand-delivered to the children.
Keeps them engaged through the summer, and it keeps them excited about reading, and it gives us like little activities. We love reading the story and then doing the craft.
I think the favorite thing is the activities that they can do also after they read them or watching the video that someone else also enjoys the book.
Thank you so much for bringing it to the Boys and Girls Club. All of our clubs love it and truly, truly appreciate all that you do.
And this is a magnificent way to connect with families and kids to spark that love and affirmation of reading.
This book is cool.
This book is cool.
This book is cool.
The people who work with the Patterson Foundation come from a place of yes with excellence.
As a result of these efforts, more than 1,100 children participated in This Book is Cool from their homes, with 4,100 more participating through their summer providers. That's a total of 5,302 children, and together they read 94,383 books. Cool! Summer is over, but the This Book is Cool webisodes will continue to have an impact in the Suncoast region and beyond.
Yes, we're focused in Charlotte, DeSoto, Manatee, and Sarasota County. But these webisodes and the opportunity for communities wherever families are will be available. And that's part of the Patterson Foundation's commitment to connecting, learning, and sharing.
Their hearts are just like yours.
Every child has a potential that if we just unlock it, they will do incredible things.
This book is cool. This book is cool. These books are cool. These books are cool. For the book. Thank you for the books.
Thanks to everyone associated with This Book is Cool.
Until we meet again, my friends, keep reading. Reading is the key to succeeding. Bye-bye for now.
This Book is Cool has been generously funded by the Patterson Foundation.
The Patterson Foundation is cool.
What fun to revisit some of the experiences we had during the summer. It was really fun to see so many of our friends from Desoto County come through in the 100 episodes. We are so grateful to everyone who was willing to jump in and help us put This Book is Cool into action. The library in Desoto County was a book pickup site for us, and we just had so much enthusiasm from Desoto, and we're grateful for each one of you who helped make that happen. We're also grateful to Bill Wakey, who put together the videos for us today, so we were able to tell our story a little bit. And now it is absolutely my pleasure. Oh, no, not quite yet. I'm going to share some results with you, I think.
Yay!
Oh, yay, results. So in Desoto County, we had 7 different locations that participated in the Summer Reading Challenge and This Book is Cool. And through our partnership with the school district, and thank you, Carrie Fuller, for making the data available for us, we were able to get data on 417 children, and the number of children that showed no reading loss was 243 students. And that was, I know, it's so great, 58% of the kids that participated showed no loss. Now, when we compare that with the 3 months of reading skills that children can lose over the course of the summer, we're very proud of those results. Now, across our region, we had 69 different locations that participated in the Suncoast Summer Reading Challenge, a total of 4,090 children that we were able to get data on. And the number of children with no reading loss was 3,000. And that was a percentage, 73% with no loss. So while we were very proud of those children and what they did, we are also very dedicated to making sure that the children who have not yet had these results will have this kind of result next summer. So we're looking at how we can reach the children that we haven't reached so far and how we can help every family be successful in the summer. So now it is my pleasure to introduce Bronwyn Baytall. Now, Bronwyn is the Chief Impact Officer of United Way Suncoast for Sarasota, Manatee, and DeSoto counties. And we are pleased to have her in this position. It's a relatively new position for her in DeSoto County, but Bronwyn was in the very first meetings that we had with DeSoto County for them to become a member of the Suncoast campaign. So in many ways, having her in this lead position is like she's coming home and coming to help us advance this work. So we're delighted that she is with us. And Bronwyn, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Beth. I am beyond excited to be able to work more directly in DeSoto County, especially for our children's future. So thank you for welcoming me. I really love those slides beforehand. I did not know a gopher turtle tortoise could get to 6 feet. I'm maybe a little concerned about that, but I'm glad to know it now. And I love the look on our children's faces. But we're here to talk about Campaign for Grade Level Reading and our children and our future. And I'd like to quote the civil rights leader and representative John Lewis in his important words of, "I believe that you see something that you want to get done. You cannot give up and you cannot give in." And that's a powerful statement and a call to action and perseverance as we lead and act intentionally for equitable access for everyone to create the life they imagine. As our current climate underscores, we continue to bear witness to inequities and bias and systemic barriers that impede outcomes for many of our community members, especially our children. For this movement, the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading to succeed beyond our lifetimes, every single one of us will need to banish our ego and challenge long-held traditions and assumptions in order to ensure a more perfect union for our children's future. Although it's not a new concept to invest in early education, and many people have been in this work for a long time, and grade level reading success, as a result of consistent messaging, and you see how long we've been at this movement, the questions and intention are no longer, should I invest? Will it make a difference? But how do I invest in the best and most promising work? What will ensure gains, and how do I come alongside of our families, our neighbors, our early learning centers, our schools, our community effectively? And the all-important question, how do I know my investment will last, will change the future now and for generations? What we have found is that an intentional investment of time, energy, thought leadership, and ourselves in systems level approach is optimal for achieving generational success, ensuring partnerships that thrive well beyond any immediate initiatives or programs, and creating a foundation for our future. And we cannot give up and cannot give in, even when it gets hard. Recognizing that we're in the midst of a pandemic, I encourage us not to rely on the feel-good data, as important as it is, the data points that might indicate that we're going in the right direction, but may not take into account surprises that can derail that direction. And you've seen how, from the prior slides, we didn't become unmoored because we are singular in our focus for our children. They show us this one moment in time, those data points, but are not necessarily reflective of the years of work that it takes to undo patterns and build institutional and community trust. We are still in the beginning stages of community aspirations for DeSoto around our children's achievements, and I'm so proud to be able to lead among you on this effort to ensure lasting leadership will require the sacrifice, institutional change, and a turned outward approach that can be transformational. It is trust that allows us to easily pivot and come together to support one another in our community, as we did during the beginnings of the COVID crisis, to support many aspects of our community, and because relationships were already in place, that made it so much easier. I think it is important to share several key milestones, and thank you to the task force that's listed right here on this slide, who shared with me some of the progress that we've made in DeSoto. The attendance task force, the group is actively working with one school to show the correlation between family engagement, reduction in absenteeism, and an increase in academic success. The health determinants task force, the community health assessment was developed and included questions related to reading concerns, access to books, and mentoring needs as a health assessment. 2 literacy centers were established at WIC, Women's, Infant, and Children, at the health department with book nooks as well. School readiness task force, 5 key child care centers in DeSoto agreed to participate in the Get Ready to Read screener. Literacy kits were sent to providers, and the target is to increase literacy activities in the classroom. And summer learning. School readiness, did I say school readiness? I apologize. And summer learning. Also, thanks to Anna Maria Oysterbar. I hope you're in the room today, because I've heard so much excitement about bringing, in partnership with the school district of Desoto County, bringing a dive into reading to Desoto County. So many volunteers, so much enthusiasm, and so many children whose lives will be changed. That was a collaborative effort, also including the United Way Suncoast Mosaic and the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. And you've already heard about the amazing work of the Summer Reading Challenge, and this book is cool. The DeSoto School District also held AR summer reading programs, and students were encouraged to read 6 nonfiction books and fiction books, and they were able to earn badges and books and other prizes for reading. All that tells us is that we are on the move for our children in DeSoto. And thank you for that coming together and that forward motion. I just want to recognize the Patterson Foundation, who've been leaders from the beginning and who had the foresight to bring 4 counties together in the effort so that we reach our children who live and families who live, work, play, and learn in this footprint. Their leadership and community-wide awareness and engagement efforts together could not be replicated by any one of us. Thank you for that. And a little bit about where United Way Suncoast is making some changes. We've realigned our strategic community investments to focus on children and families who need us the most. You'll see those here on the slide. It's a big deal of additional investments in our community. We're grateful for our strategic community partners and their leadership and expertise. We've developed several United Way-led initiatives. These are mostly in Manatee County now, and we're exploring the possibilities with community on whether or not they would make sense in DeSoto as well. But things like reading rooms, early literacy opportunities where families live, neighborhood books, mini libraries, and some of that is already happening with Book Nooks, thanks to the health department. And United for Literacy kits filled with educational materials and available for more grassroots efforts if people don't know how to get started. And expanding our Community Impact Committee to ensure a stronger community voice and a more inclusive lens on how and what we invest in. Since we recognize, but the questions we need to answer are, who else needs to be here? Do we have all the voices at the table? How can we work more strategically together? So get into the nitty-gritty of details and systems and policy and practice and process, and ensure with an eye on change and generational success. And since we recognize the power of education to create a more equitable future for our children, how will we shore up the foundation that has begun to be laid? We continue to ensure that by creating tighter in and out of school connections, by developing learning communities to dig into specific topics and possibilities, and investing in community spaces. But what can you do today? I have 4 things. So you can give, and sometimes that's the easier thing. You can volunteer, you can advocate, and you can lead. If you see something you want to get done, do it. Nobody will stand in your way. We want to see generational change for our children. And we see something that we want to get done, and we will not give up, and we will not give in. Join the movement. Onward. And now I have the great pleasure of introducing and wishing a very happy birthday, Ashley. I was trying to be like I didn't remember, but then it was brought up earlier, but happy birthday. The Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading Consultant with the Patterson Foundation, the amazing Ashley Kuhn.
Thank you so much, Bronwyn. Good morning again, everyone. It's wonderful to have each of you join us today. Grade level reading is a community effort. So it's great to see a number of you from diverse backgrounds, whether it be education, nonprofit, business, and more. I'm excited to share about a new resource from the Florida Chamber of Commerce, and it's called the Gap Map. In one moment, I will share my screen with you and show you how it works. All righty, here we go. All righty, can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm. Well done, Ashley.
It's my first time sharing my screen. The Florida Gap Map allows you to explore 3rd grade reading levels in our community schools, as well as the poverty rate for children living in our community. We know that a child's future success is heavily determined by their ability to read, and that reading is the foundation of learning. Children entering 3rd grade this year will be preparing to graduate from high school in 2030. To ensure they are prepared for an increasingly complex workplace, they must have a strong foundation. So not only is the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading an investment in our kids, but it's also an investment in our economy. And we're excited to see the Florida Chamber working to promote the importance of quality early learning and raise awareness among business leaders. A child's future success may be impacted by where they live. And research shows that many students living in high poverty areas have fewer resources, and may perform at lower academic levels than children living in higher income areas. All right, let's take a look at the gap map. I'll show you if you scroll down. This is what the gap map looks like. And the gap map, oh, did it disappear?
Nope, there it
All right,
is.
there it is. So the gap map is a tool that allows you to see the poverty rate for children under 18 in each zip code. I'm going to show you DeSoto so that you can see the numbers for DeSoto. So I'm going to pull this drop down. And we're looking at DeSoto. So the map you can hover over and it tells you how many children are living in poverty. So there's two sections, two zip codes in DeSoto, but there's over 2,700 kids living in poverty in DeSoto County. Just to give you an idea of what our kids are living with here. The Florida Gap Map also shows the Department of Education Florida Standards Assessments for the 2018-19 school year. It identifies how many children at each school were not able to pass the third grade reading assessment with a level 3 or higher. Again, this data is based on 2018-19 scores. And so you can hover over, we have 3 elementary schools here, and it shows you how many students at each school are not reading on grade level. Now, although students are expected to read on grade level by third grade, preparing children for school begins long before they enter the classroom. And one of the pillars of the Suncoast campaign for grade level reading is school readiness, early learning, those ages 0 to 5. We know that grade level reading preparation begins before a child is even born. And that's where programs like BPK play a critical role. Grade level reading is important to all of us, and there's a role that each of us can play in the success of our kids' future. You can access the gap map if you could just visit www.flchamber.com/Florida Gap Map. And again, you can look at any county in the state of Florida and see how they're doing. And I recommend you doing that because you will see how poverty affects our kids here in DeSoto. It's not, it just creates a more complex situation for us because of those statistics. I look forward to continuing to connect with each of you on behalf of our kids. And I thank you again for joining us here today.
Great, thank you, Ashley. And Karen Arnold has put the link for the Florida Gap Map in the chat. So if you want to copy and paste that and do some investigation on your own, I think you will find it to be a very valuable tool that we will continue to be able to use. And I really appreciate your comments, Ashley. It's true that our third grade reading success rate starts before birth. It's going to take all of us, our whole community, to come together to support our families and children so that we can reach those successful numbers. It is not just a school issue. Poverty plays such a huge role in the speed bumps that prevent a child from reaching the milestones that we are delighted to be in partnership with the school district, with a variety of different agencies, and all of us looking together on how we can coordinate and collaborate to really change the trajectory for our kids. So thank you, Ashley. And again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We've done an awful lot of work in the spring and in the beginning of the summer with This Book is Cool, and interacted with a great number of families. And every time we had anyone register for an event or participate in one of the webinars that we did, we asked some questions to kind of get a finger on the pulse of how people are feeling. And we have discovered that a great number of our parents, grandparents, caregivers, and educators are longing for a greater sense of connectedness, that the COVID-19 challenge has really augmented that sense of isolation that a lot of people have. We've also discovered that those same groups of people, parents, grandparents, caregivers, educators in our community, are hungry for high quality information to assist them to help our children in their success, and feeling a little time crunched. So they're looking for that high quality content, but they don't have 15 hours or 18 hours to devote to that. So we have put together all of those comments and learnings that we've had from our community, and we've used that to put together a program we're calling Stronger Me, Stronger We. The Patterson Foundation wants to invest in people to provide increased knowledge and personal development, which in turn will make our community stronger. All of the offerings in Stronger Me, Stronger We are 5 one-hour workshops. We have 4 different topics that people can participate in. Each one of the topics features high quality content in a facilitated learning format, which will lend itself to more connections being made. So we're looking at cohort groups of at least 8 people just gathering together once a week for an hour to learn some things, but perhaps as importantly, to share with each other and to forge that sense of connectedness that we're all looking for right now. With Stronger Me, Stronger We also have an opportunity to partner with different organizations and agencies and groups of people. So the Patterson Foundation has our community engagement team that is ready to facilitate for you, but we're also ready to facilitate with you. So to have a facilitator from your organization and a facilitator from the Suncoast campaign together presenting these workshops, we think is a great opportunity to build that parent and family engagement, not only with the campaign for grade level reading, but also with your organization. We can go to the next slide. The topics that we have for Stronger Me, Stronger We include This Book is Cool. We have 2 tracks of This Book is Cool. One that can happen in the classroom. We have lesson plans that follow Florida benchmarks and standards that go along with the books we featured in This Book is Cool. And the Patterson Foundation generously has offered to provide the books for the children that can be part of their home libraries as well. But not only can we feature this in our classrooms, we have another track for parents and children to do together, where they can come together to investigate the themes in books and learn how they can use these books to further reading skills and comprehension skills. And all of them will include some of the activities that were so popular this summer. And the next slide. Another topic is, and you'll see it on Ashley's background as well, is the power of presence. Many of you participated with us when Joy Thomas Moore came to town to talk about the book, The Power of Presence. She's written this book about how we as parents and grandparents and community members can support our kids, how we can be a voice in their ear even when we're not physically with them. We have found throughout COVID that the themes in Joy's book resonate quite a bit right now when all of us are experiencing a higher level of struggle than perhaps we have before. So we're looking forward to offering this as part of Stronger Me, Stronger We, and everyone who participates in one of the Power of Presence, Stronger Me, Stronger We sessions will receive a copy of the book from the Patterson Foundation. We also are going to be doing one around Mind in the Making. And as many of you know, Mind in the Making can be up to 16 hours of interaction on executive function skills and how important that is for children. we have put together a 5-hour program that focuses on the games and activities that parents, caregivers, and educators can play with children that will help develop those executive functions. And a new offering that we're very excited about, we're calling it Vrooming to Literacy. We know the 0 to 5 years are very important for brain development. And Vroom is a wonderful tool developed by the Bezos Family Foundation that shows how to turn everyday moments into brain building moments for your children. Now, not only does Vroom have some great content, but there are many other sources of content for the 0 to 5 years. Too Small to Fail, Talk With Me Baby, Talk, Read, Sing. We've taken all of those offerings and put them together into 5 one-hour sessions that will really help parents understand how they can help build their children's brains. So all of these programs are available. We are looking forward to partnering with you to offer these in the community. We've already heard from Adrienne Klein that we can reach out to the schools and see how many of them would like to participate. So we're well on our way to having a robust engagement with this program throughout DeSoto County. We can go to the next slide, Abby. One other thing I want to make you aware of that will be happening. We are sending an after-action survey to all of you today. You will have the opportunity to let us know that you want more information about Stronger Me, Stronger We. You also will have an opportunity to let us know if you'd like to be participating with us in the next Pop-Up Neighbor Through Laundry event that's going to be happening in DeSoto County. We've changed the protocol for the Pop-Up Neighbor Through Laundry events to be CDC guidelines safe. So we'll be having a tent outside. We'll not be gathering inside the laundromat, but we will be able to provide free laundry services to families in DeSoto County and give children access to books. And we look forward to any of you that are comfortable and would like to volunteer for that. Let us know in the survey and we will reach out to you. And I'm just checking our time. We have just a couple of moments. If there are any questions that anybody would like to ask, now would be the time for you to put that in the Q&A box. And as we're waiting to see if there's any questions, I want to let you know about one other community event that will be happening on Tuesday, December 1st. In February, the Patterson Foundation presented a one-act play, Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, A Walk to Respect. This play is centered around the words that Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass shared with each other and the world, really highlighting that the two of them did not see the world the same way. They were opposed on many, many issues and considered themselves in opposition on many of the great issues of the day. However, through civil discourse and by coming together and listening deeply to each other, they actually were able to forge a friendship. Now, that doesn't mean that they always saw things or they marched in lockstep. They didn't. They still had differences, but they were able to come together and overcome those differences in order to propel some of the things that they believed in. And I think it's a wonderful example for all of us on how we can come together and work together, even though we might not be in complete agreement on every issue in the world. So on Tuesday, December 1st, we're going to have a virtual showing of the one-act play, followed by a panel discussion. And we are hopeful that many of you will participate. We're also looking forward to making this available to organizations later on as well. So if you cannot be with us December 1st, look for other opportunities as well. I do see one thing in the Q&A box. How does the laundry pop-up work? It's her first time hearing about it. Great. So what we do is we come to a laundromat And it's kind of a surprise. That's why we call it a pop-up. We don't advertise it ahead of time, but we go to a laundromat, and for 3 hours on a Saturday, we pay for all of the laundry fees for anyone who comes through the doors. And that's due to the generosity of the Patterson Foundation that we are able to do that. We also have books available and information available for the families that will help them understand the important role of literacy. We will be double masked at these events. We will also have hand sanitizer. We do share food at the events, but it will all be individually wrapped. So we're really taking all of the CDC guidelines very seriously, but we do feel that there are an awful lot of families that are struggling right now, and that this pop-up neighbor through laundry event is something that we're really looking forward to bringing back to DeSoto County and to our other counties as well. So I believe our first event is November 7th in Sarasota County, and then every 2 weeks after that, we'll be having another event, and the DeSoto event will be scheduled in December. All right. Well, I would like to thank you all for being with us today. Look for the survey. It will be coming from Abby Rowland later today. Your feedback is critically important to us as we continue to build the movement. We look forward to having all of you involved in the future success in DeSoto County. Thank you.